the spring of 2009, word broke that there was a new virus that had been discovered. At first, it was given the name swine flu, and since this discovery, many things changed and questions have been raised. Although H1N1 is a serious known virus, research suggests that it can most easily be contained and managed by obtaining available education and information, utilizing standardized precautions, and encouraging vaccination. The 20th century saw three major pandemics. First was the Spanish flu in 1918, then there was the Asian flu in 1957, and lastly the Hong Kong flu in 1968. This history shows us that the viruses emerge 3 to 5 times per century. 3 things must occur before a virus can be identified as a pandemic. A new virus must present itself, and it must be unknown to have been exposed to humans. No known immunity can already exist when the virus is found, and spreading from person to person must also be established. In the spring of 2009, the CDC was notified that a new virus had been found in 6 patients within 2 states. This was enough for flu experts to take a closer look. Alarming to all was that these infections were thought to have been spread from person to person. Action was taken immediately, and samples obtained confirmed that there were parts of human, swine, and avian contributors. A link to viruses of the past was now made, and soon after, a pandemic alert was issued. The incubation period for influenza is estimated to range from 1 to 4 days on average, being 2 days. The virus shedding, which is the time a person might be infectious to another, begins the day before the first signs and can go for 5 to 7 days. Those that are very young and immunocompromised may experience virus shedding for longer periods. What has been found when looking at symptoms is that the fever usually occurs between 2 to 3 days. Other symptoms included cough, diarrhea, and vomiting. From onset to illness, those needing hospitalization was about 3 days. Interesting and very important was that 73% of patients that were hospitalized because of the H1N1 virus had at least one underlying medical condition. These include asthma, diabetes, heart, lung, neurologic, and pregnancy. You have a question?
Yes. What treatments are available to help fight the H1N1 virus, and who should or should not get the vaccine?
That is a very good question. Identifying the virus quickly and successfully, obtaining a vaccine to fight it are very crucial pieces in the control of any influenza virus. It is also very important for the medical community coming into contact with those infected that they understand the symptoms that they need to use to help treat it, including themselves. According to Tracie, Jacobson, and Poland in 2010, influenza vaccination is the most effective means of protecting susceptible individuals and decreasing viral transmission within the community. Currently, the treatments available to treat that H1N1 virus were 2 antiviral medications, oseltamivir and zanamivir. Based on experience with other flu viruses, treatment is most effective if given within 2 days of any onset of symptoms. The population these vaccines are most effective are those younger than 65 with no underlying medical condition. The CDC states that those most susceptible to contracting the virus are those between the ages of 16 and 84, minority populations, and those that are morbidly obese. Do you have another question?
I do. What steps do I take to protect myself and my family from getting the virus and or spreading the virus if we already have it?
Well, a good start to help protect yourself and your family is to always cover your nose and mouth. And use a tissue when you cough or sneeze. Throw the tissue in the trash after you use it, and wash your hands with soap and water. If soap and water aren't available, you can use an alcohol-based hand rub. Also, avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Germs spread easily this way. And try to avoid coming into contact with those that are sick. If you are sick already with flu-like symptoms, the CDC does recommend that you stay home for at least 24 hours after the fever is gone, except if you're getting medical care and for other necessities. Keep away from others as much as possible to help keep from getting them sick. It is also important to provide education to both the public and the medical community about precautionary measures. This can help decrease fears of the virus and help reduce the number of those getting infected. In conclusion, what is certain is that all these known viruses are constantly circulating and mutating. Due to this mutation, an annual influenza will present itself. So by the continued diligent research by the medical community, utilizing standardized precautions, encouraging vaccination to all, these viruses will viruses will be seen in a different light and perhaps not so feared.